What is up, you guys? The King1337 coming at you with a video. This is going to be a 6-month review of the PlayStation 4 versus the Xbox One. In this, I'm going to be showing you gameplay for a couple exclusive titles from each side. Just some of the games that I enjoy playing, some of the big titles on both sides as well. But let's get right into it. Obviously, PlayStation 4 is off to a bigger lead in terms of sales numbers right now over top of the Xbox One. I think the PlayStation right now said the last update, which was a few weeks back, it may even have been a full month ago, they said they sold over 7 million total units, whereas the Xbox has just said that they have shipped in excess of 5 million. That doesn't mean that they have sold 5 million. Projections are that they're just short of 5 million right now. As far as games numbers wise on what's been selling more games, obviously the PlayStation 4 with more units out has been selling more games as well, but there's no actual like set in stone up-to-date features, so I didn't want, or up-to-date statistics, so I didn't want to bring you guys any older stats, because I think the most recent stats I could find on that were from February to February and January range. But the biggest thing to look at is even sales-wise across the board. The PlayStation 4 has been beating it, and the PlayStation 4 hasn't lost a month yet in sales. The closest one was going to be March, and that was when Titanfall got released for Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 still outsold it. I mean, I think that goes to say a lot. I personally play both consoles, use both consoles, and I enjoy both consoles, but from a gaming perspective, which is what I mainly care about, the PlayStation 4, I think right now, is superior to the Xbox One, just in terms of games. Because, I mean, honestly, every day I turn on my Xbox One and my PlayStation 4, but I turn on my Xbox One to use the ESPN feature or to use the Amazon Instant Video feature. And because of my monitor setup as well, I usually have my Xbox One playing ESPN or a movie or a TV show or something while I'm actually playing games on my PlayStation 4. And that honestly kind of defines what both consoles are, I think, in my opinion. Because even the new games that are coming out, like you have Watch Dogs coming out in a few days as well. Watch Dogs is going to be, I believe, 900p on the PlayStation 4 and 720 on the Xbox One. And then there's been a whole bunch of other exclusive, not even exclusives, just a whole bunch of other third-party games that have been just higher quality graphics on the PlayStation 4. They don't have to be upscaled or whatever. And I think that has to do a lot with the hardware. And you can even see Xbox is realizing that they're losing and that they're trying to do stuff. So that's why they're going to be releasing on, I believe it's June 9th, the bundle without Kinect, just so they can try to get down to the PlayStation 4 price point. I think that's somewhat of a smart move, but at the same time, I think it might be too little too late. And then also, they're saying without the Kinect, it's going to be more powerful. A lot of people, I'm questioning that, because if you unplug Kinect, does that make it more powerful versus if you just, whenever those people buy Kinect, is it going to instantly make their graphics look worse or make their console perform less? I think that's a very silly quote and a very silly thought. And then I also saw one of the Microsoft executives said that one of the biggest reasons why they believe that the PlayStation 4 is outselling them is because too many people are satisfied with the Xbox 360 to upgrade. And I mean, I had both old last-gen consoles as well, and if you actually look at the sales numbers since 2012, the PlayStation 3 was outselling the Xbox 360. I mean, it took a while to catch up. It came out a little bit later, but sales figure-wise, their numbers are actually a lot closer than most people realize. And I really don't think that's the case, because if people are hardcore gamers and people really care about gaming, then they're going to want the latest and greatest. They're going to want to play the Titanfalls, the Infamous, the newest stuff out. So they would see a reason to upgrade sooner rather than later. I think the lag, I guess, so to speak, of the people who haven't upgraded yet are more of the casual gamers, which I do think probably make up an equal majority of gaming as well. But those casual gamers might sway the Xbox One's way, honestly, just because of the media features, but from a pure, like the actual gamers, the people who really care about gaming, I think are still going to be leaning towards the PlayStation 4. Just with their indie game support right now, I think they're getting more games out there, they're getting more quality games out there, and I think they're going to continue to do that. But a lot of it's going to hinge on E3. Like this year, I'm pretty sure Xbox is going to come out swinging, and so is PlayStation. I think Xbox is going to, I saw some of the leaked files where I think they're going to be doing a Gears trailer, a Halo trailer, and a couple other big ones. Both those are huge names, and then the PlayStation 4 is going to be bringing out Uncharted. They're going to be doing a big Drive Club thing and some other stuff as well. I actually think one of the biggest things in this debate is honestly going to be the Activision, whether Activision continues to partner with Xbox One for Call of Duty. This is going to be a huge deal with the pro circuit of Call of Duty, because right now it's kind of up in the air, and right now the majority of people have PlayStation 4s, so it would logically make sense for MLG and all that stuff to begin using PS4s instead of Xbox Ones, just due to the fact that the majority of people have it, more people have it, they're going to be able to do bigger GBs. They're going to be able to do bigger tournaments online and all that stuff, just because simply more people have the consoles. So I think for that reason, right now, I think a lot of the Pro Circuit stuff is going to be shifting towards PlayStation 4. But I think that's not going to take into effect anytime soon. This season's still going to round out. A lot of it's actually still being played on Xbox 360, and then the newer stuff is being played on the Xbox One. But I think that's going to take time to hinge because, like I said, you're going to have Halo and Gears of War, which have all been big games before for MLG. If those games come out swinging and they do really well, I think I might stick with Xbox One, and especially if Activision continues to have its deal with Xbox where it gets content early as well. I think that's going to help Xbox a lot in the sense of continuing to get those people for Call of Duty and the competitive players on Xbox, which is going to get their name out. But overall, I mean, right now it's hard for me to say no to my PlayStation 4 just because I really love indie games. It's one of my most enjoyable genre. Games like Don't Starve and other games like that, which are really simple and easy, and I've had on PC and I've played on PC, but I'd rather play on console. And I really hope that some of the expansion packs, like I know Don't Starve is going to be having a multiplayer expansion coming soon, and I hope a lot of that stuff gets ported to PlayStation rather quickly. And then PlayStation has some other big stuff in the works, like they have H1Z1 and then PlanetSide 2 and all that are going to be coming over, and those are both going to be free to play. And I think from the free to play market standpoint, PlayStation is definitely ahead. And then also from the PlayStation Plus versus Xbox Live Gold, PlayStation Plus kicks Xbox Live Gold right in the nuts because you actually get real games. PlayStation 3, I always had PlayStation Plus as well, and I loved it way more than Xbox Live because the free game, like Xbox Live is giving you free games. It was like 3 years old, 4 years old, whereas PlayStation Plus was giving you like the Assassin's Creed that came out 7 months ago. And I mean, even with PlayStation 4, they're still giving you like Resogun, which I thought was an awesome game. Don't Starve was a free game. Mercenary Kings and a couple other stuff. I think Drive Club, well, I know Drive Club, whenever it comes out, like I think half of it's going to be free or something like that. Like you're going to have free access to certain tracks and certain cars and stuff like that. And then you can upgrade to the paid version as well at a discount. So from that sense, I think the PlayStation Plus service is a better service just in terms of like free games and stuff like that. I think internet-wise, I don't really think the matchmaking advantage of Xbox is really that big of a deal. I've never really noticed a huge difference. I mean, I played Call of Duty on both systems. I've played a bunch of multiplayer games on both systems, and I've never really noticed that much of a difference. And then aside from that, like games that are currently out right now, I don't think either of them have too many huge hitters. Probably my favorite exclusive right now for PlayStation would be Infamous. It looks gorgeous. It was a good story. I thought it was a really good game. And then actually my favorite game for Xbox One isn't going to be Titanfall or Rise or Dead Rising or Plants vs. Zombie. It's actually going to be Project Spark. I think that game has phenomenal potential, and I think that's actually, I probably play that game the most on my Xbox One just because there's always people updating new things, creating new worlds, and doing new things with it. I showed a clip in this of the a Star Wars mod. They have Titanfall mods. They have the entire Zelda game on here. It's really cool just because like there are people out there who make all kinds of phenomenal crazy stuff. These guys are awesome people. To the people who create content on this, you guys are awesome. I must say this is probably one of the most unique games, but at the same time it's one of the most rewarding. Like you can go on there anytime and see some kind of awesome, crazy, just really crazy game. But overall right now I think the PlayStation 4 is definitely up. I mean, you can see it in sales, you can see it in Xbox is trying to do things, they're trying to take away the Kinect, which I think the Kinect was one of the best selling points, and I think that's, from a media standpoint, I use the voice controls a ton to control movies and stuff, and I control like ESPN and stuff like that. So I think not requiring that, it's going to hinder their console a lot, because I think their UI actually sucks if you're not using Kinect, because you have to like go to this menu to get to that menu to get to here, whereas with the voice command you can just be like Xbox go to ESPN or whatever, and I think that's a lot more simplistic. I think that's easier to use than the controller by far. So I think taking away the Kinect is going to be kind of damaging in a sense, but like I said, overall I think the PlayStation 4 right now is in the lead. I really hope that it's a more competitive battle. I really hope that Halo and Gears do good. I'm not too big into either one of those series, but I really do expect a lot of big things. I hope that both consoles really come out swinging. And there's a bunch of flaws with both consoles right now as well. Like, I think both party systems are very subpar. Xbox, I don't even really need to go into that. You guys probably all already know about what that's doing right now. And the PlayStation, I wish they would expand it so you could have a few more people in it. And then I wish you could like set like favorite friends and know when they come online on PlayStation. So I mean, there's features of both sides that I really hope they improve, and I know they're going to over time, which might be a good reason for the people who are waiting to upgrade to wait to upgrade. But I know a lot of the core gamers out there, you either have one console already and you're about to get the second, or whatever the case may be. But once again, it always is going to come down to one key factor, and that's what you should always base your decision on, whether it's buying a Wii or a PlayStation 3, 4, Xbox One, 360, or even Wii U. Just go where your friends go, honestly. That's the biggest thing. I have more friends that play on PlayStation right now. That's where my friends enjoy playing, so that's where I play the most. I play on Xbox One a lot too. I have friends on there. And I'm trying to play competitively again, so I'm playing a little bit on Xbox One right now, and I'm actually playing a lot on PlayStation 4 because I'm hoping that the circuit might make a switch, and if that happens, then I'll go ahead and be ready for the PS4. Either way, I'm probably not going to be doing too much until the fall. But once again, just wherever your friends are, that's going to be the best place for you to go. That's always where you're going to have the most fun. You're going to have more fun with friends. That's just how it always works out. And then if you don't have a lot of people to play with, for some odd reason, a good way to always go, I would go with PlayStation right now because I think the community's a little bit better. I think the Xbox community is still... I've never been a huge fan of the Xbox community. There's always been too many like whiny fangirls online. There's been too many little kids always screaming and yelling, and I just never really found that enjoyable. I think the PlayStation, it can be bad as well. Neither one's going to be great, so I guess that's kind of a wash, but just I've had better experience on the PlayStation online service than I have on the Xbox online service. And then also people like to flag you now and give you a bad reputation for having a name, or if they see you online and they know you from the internet or YouTube or anything like that. I've been getting flagged for no reason. It's very silly. But thank you guys for watching. I'm going to try to do more videos like this. I'm going to try to do more like comparisons and stuff like that, because this is decisions that you guys are trying to figure out, like whether you want to buy a console or not. And I think that's pretty much it for the differences in the two consoles. Aside from the controller, I don't think the controller, either one, has a really big advantage. I think PlayStation has the touchpad, which I think is a little cooler than the haptic feedback rumble sticks and the Xbox One controller. And then I think the light bar is pretty cool. They said they're going to be using with like Project Morpheus, which I think is going to be really awesome. I can't wait to see more about that. So from the controller standpoint, I don't really think there's either one has an advantage. I mean, I use third-party controllers anyway, and then I use Control Freaks instead of the stick. So I practically never use the stock controller, so I can't really give you guys the best judgment on that. I know there's been a lot of issues, or I've heard of a lot of issues with the PlayStation 4 controller, the sticks wearing down. But I don't really know that it really hasn't happened to me a whole lot. Once again, I use Control Freaks though, so I kind of dodge that. But once again, thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, or want me to elaborate on anything, I can list you guys some details in the description if you guys want that. But thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day, guys.